Alright guys, quick video today. This tool was designed to heat C steel nuts and bolts. I've been looking for one to try it out on, but when you need one, you can never find one, right? I did find another possible use for it though. Now I've been playing around with this thing and I think I've got a pretty good alternative use for it. That's annealing brass casings. But first, now before anybody takes that as an annealing recommendation, it isn't. All this test proves is that this heater has no problem transferring a substantial amount of energy into brass. KK7 sent me this KS01 induction heater to try here in the shop. It's rated at 1300 watts, runs on 110 volt AC power. Comes with several interchangeable coils for different size and shapes of fasteners. I'll put their Amazon link in the description. Let's take a look what's inside. So we've got a manual. We've got the actual induction heater. And we've got a bunch of different coil sizes here. Two of these you can make your own coil with. And then there's the two knobs that fasten the coil into the unit. Let's see what the specs say in the manual here. Again, it's 110 volts, maximum 150. It's rated for 6.5 amps, 50 or 60 hertz, 1300 watts, heating temperature 800 degrees C, which is 1472 degrees Fahrenheit. They've got a spec here that says was heated to 800 degrees C for approximately 40 seconds. Do they mean 4 to 40 seconds or don't know what that's about? And I'll stick this up on the screen so you can take a closer look at it if you want. Before we look at the brass test, let's talk about what an induction heater actually is. When you press the trigger, that's right there, the electronics inside the tool send high frequency alternating current through the copper coil. Now that creates a rapidly changing magnetic field around the coil. When you place an inductive piece of metal inside the field, electrical currents are induced directly into the metal. Those are called eddy currents. The electrical resistance of the metal converts that energy into heat. Simple way to picture it is like a transformer. The heating coil is one side of the transformer, and the metal workpiece acts somewhat like a shorted secondary winding. Instead of transferring useful electrical power somewhere else, the energy is converted into heat inside the part. That's how it can heat a nut or bolt without using a torch. There's no open flame, and the heat is concentrated in the metal inside the coil. Steel works especially well because it's both electrically conductive and magnetic. Brass is different. It conducts electricity, but it's not magnetic. So I wasn't sure how effectively this particular heater would couple energy into it. I tried to find the actual operating frequency of the KS01. KK7s describes it as a high-frequency induction heater, but neither the product listing or the manual gives an exact frequency. Now similar handheld bolt heaters operate somewhere in the tens of kilohertz range, but I'm not going to assign an exact number to this one without either documentation from the manufacturer or an actual measurement. So let's see what it does with brass. Got two casings here, and we'll put a smaller coil on this thing. All you do is stick it in on top here, and there's a knob for each side that clamps the wire in there. Now I don't know if you'll be able to see the glow on the camera. If not, I'll take a look at it. If not, then I'll turn the lights off so you can see it glow. Alright, so the fan turns on as soon as you plug it in. So for this test I'm using an empty scrap casing. I'm starting with both the casing and the heater cold. I'll place the casing inside the coil, push the trigger, and we'll see how long it takes. Let's see if you can see the... You can't see the trigger part there, can you? All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can smell it. I didn't see it get red. Definitely hot though. Let me turn the lights off over there. All right, let's try it now with the lights off. There we go. You can see it turn color. Let's take a look at that. Turn the lights back on. You can see it definitely turned color. So it got hot. All right, guys, you can definitely see that it gets hot enough. You can see where it's annealed above, you know, the neck area here. The only thing is, you would have to get some of that temperature indicating paint to see where, you know, how many seconds you'd have to do this. All right, let's do a quick comparison between the brass we just did and a steel bolt. You'll be able to see this one glowing for sure. So anyways, this is just a test. I just wanted to see what the feasibility was of doing it with this induction heater. If I do come up with a seized up bolt or nut, I'll be sure to give it a shot. But as of right now, I've checked all over the place. All my implements are in pretty decent shape. I don't have any rusted or frozen on nuts, so we'll have to save that for another day. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Until the next one, adios.